can easily say the best people I've met in my life come from couchsurfing.
All about sharing and paying it forward.
To have people welcome you into the country.
It's the answer. It's going to change the way that tourism is done.
It's a much more personal, intimate sharing of ideas and friendships.
It works. Traveling is not always a luxury that you cannot afford.
As I would host people, I felt like I was traveling around the world.
First of all, the thing that said stay for free at somebody else's house, I was like, wicked, that sounds good.
Yeah, you get to show people things that they probably never ever see.
Every time I make a podcast, it feels like having an old friend around.
You're a human being. You want to show something.
Yeah, I think the pay it forward is a big part of the community, but I don't think it's true for everyone involved in couchsurfing. I think they feel like they gain just by having people in their own homes.
This is a different way of traveling.
It's made a huge positive impact on my life.
Meet Casey Fenton.
Hey there.
He is the founder of Couchsurfing.org.
So this is my living room and here's my couch. So, well, yeah, sit down. Welcome.
Thank you. I was lucky enough to meet Casey back in 2007.
Just a regular guy feeding nickels into a meter. So Couchsurfing is a social network. It's like a Facebook, a MySpace, a Tribe.net, a Friendster, what have you. Except that the purpose of it is to get people together to stay on each other's couches for intercultural exchange. So it's like you have a profile online, and you can search for other couch surfers all over the world, and you can connect with them and ask them to show you around their local area, have a cup of coffee and just chat, get to know their culture, or even stay on their couch, hence couch surfing.
Is couch surfing dangerous?
It's like, is eBay dangerous? You know, people thought that it wouldn't be a good idea to send a package to someone you don't know using the internet, somebody you haven't met. But eBay overcame that problem with technology.
Listening to Casey inspired me to want to give back. I wanted the whole world to know how couchsurfing could enrich their lives.
If you have all the money or friendships, people, like, what's it all about?
Having deep and meaningful experiences every day.
And those were the very words that inspired the idea.
BBC World News. We're looking at how unemployment is affecting young people.
And it's much bigger.
Spend more money than we take in.
Nobody knows that number. 60, 70, 80 trillion dollars.
Well, there is a ripple effect. You're in essentially the world economic depression.
Having communities where people share things and do things for each other. We pay for everything.
A lot of people are trying to find what they love, or trying to find a situation in life that they like better than the previous situation.
Vulnerable times call for action. It became clear when the economic crisis hit, it was time to make this couchsurfing film. It was time to focus on sharing. What would a world look like where everyone couchsurfed? What would you be willing to share with a stranger?
Hey world, I'm Alexandra and I'm a couchsurfer.
Unfortunately, I'm not rich, and my savings were not enough to fund an entire film. But being from San Francisco, an innovative tech mecca, I was told about crowdfunding. I used Kickstarter.com and made a video to see if a crowd of people from the internet liked the idea enough to fund it.
It's our dream to make the couchsurfing documentary possible, so what do you say? Can I stay with you?
Come stay with me.
Kom zum Platzpremiere.
Come stay with me. تعال عندي. يلا.
It took a lot of networking, but I got contacted from strangers all over the world who also loved couchsurfing and wanted to help host or join me on the journey. Based on their response, that's where I decided to go. 6 continents, 21 countries. Today is the day I set off for my around-the-world couchsurfing journey.
Couchsurfing.
Couchsurfing?
It's ridiculous.
How can you trust a stranger?
You know, a lot of things could go wrong.
Thing like the YouTube video of the guy going over Niagara Falls.
You know, what if you stay with somebody who's like a sexual deviant or something and like they kidnap you?
I'm Catholic and I
don't know, my husband wouldn't want me sleeping on some stranger's couch.
You're going across the continents and meeting people you have never, ever met before. You're staying in their house.
I know that everyone is screened, but that doesn't mean that they're not freaks.
The person could cancel on you. The person could end up being an axe murderer.
I definitely have issues with my comfort zone. Like, this is my space. I'm gonna stay in my space.
So you're saying you never made new friends before?
That's actually really unlikely.
At least these friends have references.
The bigger risk in my mind is what would happen if you didn't. You know, if you stayed at home in your theoretically safe little bubble and never stepped into the opportunity to expand yourself.
It forces you to have this idea of this person, to have this preconceived notion of who you're meeting, and that's my only problem with any kind of type of social network type, any of those things. Your Facebooks, your MySpace, your couch surfings, your Twitters, your twats, whatever.
Needless to say, we broke up soon after that statement. So what would a couch surfing evangelist do? I'll tell you what they wouldn't do. They wouldn't stay in a hotel or a hostel. So that's it. For these next 6 months, I'm couch surfing the whole way.
Follow me down, follow me now, follow me down this crazy world of music.
I was really surprised when I got contacted from someone from all the way in Karachi, Pakistan. Coming from Pakistan as an unmarried woman, Zora is an anomaly.
I think ये बहुत ही scary idea है. I think ये कोई बंदा करे तो समझ भी आती है.
जा तो रही है, नया शहर नया है अपने लिए, सब ज़बान नहीं आती है.
I'm 34. I should have got married by now. My family is actually concerned.
थोड़ा तू जा रही है, शादी करके घर में बैठ अपना घर संभाले.
Now they want me to get married as soon as possible to anyone they can find. But they don't get it. If I wanted to marry anyone I can find, I would have been married by now.
Not only is it difficult to get visas where she's from, it is also really expensive. So I'm honored she's willing to take a risk and join me on this couch surfing mission.
मैं बैंकॉक एयरपोर्ट पर हूँ और मैं अब अलेक्जेंड्रा से मिलूँगी जो कि काउच सर्फर है और हम लोग पहली बार एयरपोर्ट पर ही मिलेंगे. अभी कुछ घंटे हैं उसकी फ़्लाइट को आने में. मेरे ख्याल है मुझे फ्रेशन अप हो जाना चाहिए जब तक वो आए.
Zora and I kept in contact months before this trip. And finally, we're about to meet.
Zora! Hi, we found each other. My family friends insisted that we stay with them.
Tonight, the couch surfing commences with Zora's family friends, the Giulianis.
Hi, Alexandra. Nice. Thank you for having us. Wow, this is amazing.
She's not gonna go.
I'm a bit nervous. A traditional Pakistani family, I'm a loudmouth San Franciscan. I hope I don't do anything inappropriate.
Wow.
You only have one chance to make a first impression. Be careful what that impression is.
Sweet. That smells good.
Kind of started with this notion as well, where it's like, okay, yeah, if you're hosting, you're kind of giving, and if you're surfing, you're taking maybe, or receiving, or something, and it's kind of like this is, am I getting credits or something? How does this work? And then it's also like this pay it forward, we all are going to give and kind of take this leap of faith together that we're going to all be paying it forward together.
And here we are, total strangers.
Alright, well, welcome to Bangkok. Are you tired?
I'm very tired.
I'm totally not tired, but I'm gonna force myself. Good night.
Didn't get much sleep due to the jet lag, so thought I'd check out my couch surfing messages. Awesome! Got an email from Alex Olson, a couch surfer living in Bangkok, who invited us to drop by.
It's been such a pleasure.
We hope to see you again.
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
Oh my god. He was so uncomfortable hugging me. Did you see that? I shouldn't have done that.
been like...
It's been
amazing. Great having you here.
Thank you.
If you're in a different country, learn their customs, embrace their culture.
People appreciate the fact that you've come all the way, you brought your culture all the way to their doorstep. And that's really powerful, and they're very thankful for you spending time with them and sharing their life together.
This train is going to Moche.
Learn what you can from the locals and do what they do. Thanks to our local host, we got exact directions to our next host, Alex Olson's house.
What's up? Mo? Alex. Hey, how's it going?
Bobby.
Bobby, Alex. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
This is Zora.
In case you didn't know, Couchsurfing is not a dating site.
I'm shooting a documentary, by the way. Hope you don't mind.
No, not at all.
There's no need to put on shirts.
One of the most important pieces of hosting and or surfing is that of compatibility.
Yeah.
How are you?
They were all super nice guys.
Yes, hi,
and
thank you.
they were actually on their way out to go party on Koh San Road.
What kind of lifestyle do you lead? Are you an early to bed up, early riser? Are you somebody who wants to go out and party?
If I would have thoroughly gone through Zora's profile, I would have seen that it's not in her cultural beliefs to drink. Always make sure to read profiles for compatibility. So we let the boys go on without us.
Some of these kinds of lifestyle choices are important to at least understand, or hopefully you're matched on. But if you're not, it's important to kind of negotiate up front.
Poor Zora. What did I get her into?
So let's say you're exploring the world, you're couch surfing, and then you get there and you meet the person. You're like, there's something, this doesn't work for me. There's something at different schedules. Something about it doesn't work. Well, hopefully you have a backup plan.
Our ex-host Alex told us about his couch surfing friend Scott Campbell, who had a very unique couch surfing situation.
We're at Tylik's house. It's the house where Tylik lives. Originally it was because I was traveling around and we were interested in having kind of local experiences with people, not just staying in a hotel and like doing tourist things, but like having a cultural exchange with people. And then we got this place like about a year ago here in Thailand, and the house is really big, has lots of extra space.
I can't believe these people are so hospitable. I don't expect people to be so nice to strangers.
Finally, Zora could witness the couch surfing spirit. When you're a couch surfer, there's a certain level of trust that surpasses the average traveler.
Hey, Ruben. No. I noticed that you leave all your money like next to your bed. Like, you just trust everyone not to steal all your money. You're in the right place for that. No one would, but I'm just thinking, like, you can never do that in a hostel. Yeah. The trust of being a couch surfer. Yeah. It's trusting, man.
It's like...
No, it should be.
Considering that couch surfing is in its first generation, Tylik's growing up in a house of sharing. It's commonplace to him, learning different languages, learning about different cultures. I wonder how this is going to affect his future.
I thought this situation would be so nice. Now you really look like Jesus. Let's put your hands up a little bit more. It's blinking.
Ready? Cheese!
The space, the couch, the travel is almost, I think, secondary to the cultural exchange that happens. That every interaction you have where you're like, this person is incredible and this person is interesting and I'm seeing the world through their eyes.
We're meeting with couch surfer Austin. He was able to teach himself English by conversing with other couch surfers and travelers.
Like the
Bow?
bow. That's the one that you've been deceiving. They call it.
So, have you ever been to the States?
No, I want to. For Vietnamese, if you want to travel to the Western country, you need to have a lot of money. The minimum wage here is around $150 a month.
When I was at the ATM machine, I didn't think about what it was like to be on the other side of a weak currency. Austin scoots us over to couchsurfer Adam's house for an authentic Vietnamese dinner.
This is terrible.
Couch surfers around the world, welcome to my house.
Thank you very much.
Although it's not required, it's always good etiquette to bring a gift.
Thanks for having us. Traveling for like 3 years.
1,000 days, yeah.
So you're finally settling down.
That's the thing, you know, I was like, I realized you gotta know when to stop. It was my time to stop. I was fishing the ball and I wanted to see what was outside. And I made that leap of faith, and I suddenly was in the ocean with all these new creatures that I never met before. And then I was swimming around, and you know, the ocean never settles. You move even when you're not moving. What I was searching for was not actually what I was searching for. It was what I'd left behind. It was just to do it with somebody else, not to be alone. And I found this person right here, and now we have this wonderful baby on the way. Which doesn't mean that life is over, it just means that there's 3 of us now doing the same thing together.
Don't go astray, everything gonna be okay.
I don't think we can underestimate how big the role the digital revolution has played in accelerating collaborative consumption, not just in terms of creating the efficiency and trust that make it work, but actually fundamentally changing people's behaviors around sharing.
So now we're busing from Vietnam to Cambodia. Sometimes you get on each other's nerves when you travel, and Zora is a little nervous. Traveling with a Pakistani passport is not easy.
They just think she's a terrorist or something. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
You shouldn't be saying that.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Look, I'm trying to make light of this.
No, but this word is not right.
So we get to the border, and they won't let Zora into Cambodia. And we can't understand what they're saying. And now she's not talking to me.
First, in couchsurfing fashion, my hope is that when people are having a challenge, that they actually try to work it out. That they actually try to understand each other's perspectives, and they actually, go there to try to work it out.
Finally, she starts walking back.
That was a lot of drama. A lot of drama.
You know why?
I got the security guard's phone number.
You got a guy's phone number? Are you serious? Are you serious?
He was so nice to me. I said, I'll call you.
Okay.
I apologize for my off-color comment. She explains to me why my joke was not so funny. And I learned something.
So it's an important, very important piece of the system. The reference system and leaving the negative reference is kind of a last resort in some ways, I think. It's when you can't work it out, but you need to let other people know that there's something dangerous or something bad or something inappropriate thing. But I think they don't end up having to leave a negative reference because they want to work it out. They talk about it, they figure out what the problem is, and they hopefully resolve it. And that to me is awesome, because that is our mission and vision in action.
The man you're about to meet has been dubbed the world's biggest freeloader. And surprisingly, it's a tag that Ramon Stoppelenberg wears like a badge of honour, because he's come up with a travel scheme that makes him the envy of millions, touring the world for free, using the power of the internet and relying on the hospitality of others.
Welcome to my palace in Phnom Penh.
Thank you. It's good to be here. Wow, it's beautiful.
I once traveled around the world for free using the power of the internet, and that made so much influence in media and online history that people started calling me the godfather of couchsurfing.
I have to admit, I was pretty excited to meet Ramon. He's a legend. He was able to travel for 2 years without spending a penny.
I always wanted to travel the world, and I never had the money. You always need money to travel. The purpose of my project is that I don't have any money with me, I don't spend any money, I don't even want money. I admit I'm an economic refugee, so I didn't want to pay that much money on tax. I don't want to make that much money because the costs of living is so high. Yeah. You decided on dinner yet? I mostly stay with the budget food.
Still budget food.
Yeah, $250 or $150.
Are you serious?
This is Cambodia.
Why not pay for your trip like every other backpacker?
Because if I have to pay for a trip, I have to work
to get the money. I just kept on dreaming that it's not necessary to work for money. And came up with this idea and decided that there isn't also another possibility without money.
My parents never grew up with the idea of ask something on the internet. Huh?
But does that mean you're too lazy to work?
No, not at all. But I just see that there are more possibilities in life than just work only.
I made my point. You can travel the world for free that way. You can use the internet to make dreams reality, but to a certain extent. And after 2 full years of traveling, I was like, that's maybe after Canada, this is enough. Let's grow up now.
Traveling is the perfect opportunity to go outside your comfort zone and overcome your fears.
Oh, people can actually come to you. Here, Piri. See? Here, hold the cup.
Thank you. He's roaming around like a lion. Zora, really, what is your fear of cats? What happened in your childhood?
Did you ever get bitten? Because my cat doesn't even bite.
No.
He will just walk past you, and you feel he's still going
Yes,
by
yes.
you, and that's it.
I
That's
felt it this afternoon.
I'm holding it. Right here. I'm holding him. I'm holding him. Look. I'm holding him. He can't get to you. But his eyes.
Yes, his eyes.
Ramon took us to one of his favorite surprises, Dr. Fish Massage. If I was gonna give Zora crap about the cat, then the least I can do is stick my feet into this body of water and let these fish suckle on them.
Don't you meet babies? Oh, look how popular you are. Ew.
Look.
You're popular.
They found it. How do you say that?
So on our walk home, we come across this random block party, and everyone was just dancing. Normally, if I was back home, maybe I would have been a little bit more shy, but I was in a different country, so we danced. Travel like nobody's watching.
Suddenly have this out of the blue person jumping in your life who you share things with for only a short period, and you get to know each other a little bit in that short period, and then they jump off again, but both have been feeding information on their background, on my background, and on life here. So it's always beneficial.
Zora and I sat in the airport together for one last time. The Americans have increased the drone attacks, and our government can't do anything but condemn the attacks. Suggest who should step up to stop these attacks on the sovereignty of Pakistan.
And we are sitting together. I think it's not the common people who have problem with each other. Like, you are an American, I am Pakistan, you are sitting together and we are friendly. But I think it's just the politics.
When I stepped out of the airport, I was so afraid of couch surfing that I was thinking like someone will snatch my bag in Thailand, or if I stay at someone's home, I might get robbed or raped. From this couch surfing experience, I learned that the world is not that unsafe as I thought it would be, and I learned to do makeup.
As much as we got on each other's nerves, I'm sure gonna miss her. Now to South Africa.
Huh?
Now to South Africa. Oh, Swaidika. Swaidika. You scared me there. My next host, Sifiso Mazubiku, picked me up from the airport, and we never even met. My good friends don't pick me up from the airport.
Okay, cool. All right.
What language is that?
Huh?
What language is the?
That's Zulu. Back in the day, black people used to have to live in a certain area, white people had to live in a certain area, while black people had to live here. Massive, massive bags. There's a party over here, y'all.
Hello.
This is where you show me gossip.
Really?
Not a whole bunch has changed in that regard, but now it's become, I suppose it's no longer a racial oppression, it's become economic oppression. You still have the majority of black people still live in the townships, so very little has changed in that regard, unfortunately, because ultimately, you know, if you don't have skills, you can't get a great job. If you can't get a great job, you can't move out of, you know, the slums, as it were. So
I just thought of surfing in the sense of surfing in the sea. But I couldn't understand where the couch fits in, and maybe you watch and observe and you relate to people who surf. I didn't understand what that meant. Now I know.
I'm such an easygoing person. I can get along with anyone. But when I meet an Afrikaner, I know for a fact that we are not going to be friends. If you see me as a human being, then it's going to be a whole lot easier. It's going to be a whole lot easier if you see me as a human being. And you forget that I'm black or whatever. Because I could be your best friend. I could be your next best friend.
Now we're driving from Durban to Cape Town. Responded. If I would have told you that we would have been able to meet up with a stranger by writing to someone by running my finger across the screen in the car, you wouldn't have believed me.
Got the day off, so shout if you want to do something.
Sweet.
I hosted a bunch of people over the first 2 years of doing it, and got to meet some interesting people from different places.
Sean generously offered for us to take one of his yoga classes. The next day, Sean's roommate Carl invited us to his family's farm.
Couch surfing. Mm-hmm.
Couch surfing, it's where people come and stay at your house.
How'd you hear about it way on the farm?
On the farm? We've got internet on the farm, so... I like that it's a community of like-minded people who are willing to open their homes to other people and allow you to view different countries from the inside and not as a tourist.
So you grew up around these parts?
Yeah, I grew up in that house over there.
This place is like a museum. It's crazy.
Tea, eh?
How is it?
The tea is awesome. Well, ish. Like a house like this, me, 100 years, walking in there with you guys. Forget 100 years ago, 40 years ago. There's no way. It was never ever gonna happen. Well, I suppose depending on the owners of the house, but...
Yeah. You might be working there.
Yeah. You'd probably have to leave me outside, you know, to look after the horse.
South Africa is riddled with a checkered history. And right before my eyes, history is being made.
I wasn't going through this.
Salagaste. Encuentro.
I'm genuinely gonna miss Sifiso and South Africa so much. I can't even fathom that 14 short days ago, I was meeting Sifiso for the first time. He was holding up that sign in the airport, and before that moment, we were complete strangers. Couchsurfing in general, like, it just brings such diverse groups of people together. And even though it's all done in fun, there's so much important exchange that goes on under the surface. When one travels for long periods of time, they can get a little stinky. Use the resources around you.
You smell nice.
Told ya.
Yeah, this is your
Nice.
You happy?
I'm very happy.
Morning, Alex.
Thank you.
There's your tea.
So Emil, Bianca, and I are taking their car and going on a road trip, making loads of stops along the way, through Botswana and ending up in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. So, I'm curious, do you guys know any interracial couples?
No, I don't know anyone.
Not one? Really?
No, it doesn't happen around here. Like I said to you, I won't have any friends left. Or family left if I have a black friend in South Africa.
Really?
Well, you probably will, you know, but fuck up. No.
Wow.
You can't go that way.
Like, me and my sister had this conversation the other day, and it's like, I've got nothing against it. It's just like being gay for me. It's like, I've got nothing against it, but it's just not for me, and I don't want to be my face. Type of thing.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
If I've learned anything with my experience with Zora and traveling thus far, we all have our cultural baggage. It just so happened that Emil and Bianca were pretty keen about having a romantic getaway. So this is where we decided to part ways. I was gonna go on with the film, meet with locals, and continue capturing the couchsurfing spirit.
Is this the house of Steve Kim?
Yeah, exactly.
How you doing?
Hi.
Very well.
Hi.
Steve.
Bianca, nice to meet you.
Hello, Emil. Steve.
Here. I cleaned the bed myself.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot of work. 2 blankets.
Sure.
For the outside of Zimbabwe, like our Asians, you know, when we came here, we were surprised to see the rate of HIV-infected people.
They were so shocked by the AIDS situation in Zimbabwe, they decided to open a kids' daycare center. 15% of the inhabitants in Zimbabwe live with HIV.
Then we closed last December. Because we had learned 2.5 years, you know. We were short of financial support. I paid all the expenses with my own money.
Even though the Kims had to shut their doors, they would still take their van and give away medicine for free.
We are going to see some kids who is HIV positive. I would like to visit them to give some medicine what they need.
How about your daughter?
Oh, she's fine.
Laura,
come.
Yeah, she is growing up.
Oh, she's growing. People say your ears problem, but now it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, Laura, you're very strong.
Got a flu now.
This is Laura. How old are you? I forgot.
Now 4.
Now 4. I'll tell you how to.
5살짜리야. 이건 한국말. HIV positive baby list.
Blood test center for AIDS.
Oh wow, you is so handsome. Then last time. Okay, I give coffee medicine.
The little bit that they have, they decided to share with strangers.
We are human beings, they are human beings. We all are human beings. That's why we did. Just to cover something. Not everything. We cannot. I love money. She loves money. We want to be rich, but we We're a human being. We want to show something.
This Korean family is so cool. They have just opened their homes to me. I'm getting a nice, comfortable bed, and I'm looking forward to some good sleep.
Community. Like, am I going to feel close to people? Feel like I'm surrounded by people I like who love me? Am I going to feel those feelings? If you don't have those, it's suddenly something like that. Suddenly things just start to feel a little weird. And you're like, I don't know. I just feel a little empty. I feel like I want to go home. But if you can, get that need met, then you probably travel for quite some time.
Even after all of their kindness, they wanted to cook me an authentic Korean barbecue on my last night. Wow, this looks amazing. Cheers.
What you find is that people often think of a pain point in their own life or something that they want to change, and they start changing their behaviour around that one thing, and then they suddenly start to extend into other verticals. So it's often, I'm going away for a month, maybe I'll try renting out my house, or I'm going to this new city, oh look, there's a really interesting property, I don't want to stay in a hotel, or I'd rather go and stay with a local. And they try that, and then it reinforces that these ideas work, and then they come back and they're like, okay, what else can I do?
That's Chelsea. She's originally from Oregon. She moved to San Francisco as an internet entrepreneur. She loves her some technology and has some really interesting ways she uses it.
I started a website when I was 14 called Free Mania. I'm sending out a newsletter to 80,000 people, what I do on Fridays. It's exciting. I tell them about free stuff. One thing led to another, and I was making, really good money, more than my parents. So that was awkward for me. There's no words to describe that, because at the time, I live in Rogue River, Oregon, and there's no such thing as an internet entrepreneur.
Chelsea's always been a little ahead of the curve.
Hi!
Chelsea decided she could rent her life while she was gone, her apartment, her car, so she could subsidize her trip and make it possible for her to come help on the documentary shoot.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Just in time. Hi.
Hi.
You made it. When couchsurfing in Morocco, I was a little apprehensive about choosing my host. But Waleed, through our many interactions over the internet, I knew he was going to be a gem. Waleed was a graphic designer, and he was willing to host us all in one room of his apartment, which he shared. This is your couch? Awesome. Perfect. Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Tour? Can I see? Okay, so the bathroom could use a little cleaning. No, I like.
Depending on where you are, be really flexible about your expectations and your interpretation out loud and on your face.
But still, something was really special about this experience. This is unique that a 26-year-old lives outside of his family's house when he's not married. Is this the computer you use to contact me on Couchsurfing?
Yeah, this is my home computer.
Nice.
You don't like?
I like. You play Rubik's Cube?
No, I use it to fix this because if you do this.
Oh. Facebook surgery. Get off your computer and experience.
To me, it seems like it should be a balance, I guess. on one side, people really want to know about you and who you are and where you come from. So if you assimilate too far, they're not going to learn anything. But at the same time, you want to learn and experience and understand and kind of that experiential jump in and feel it of what it is like to be like in that place or live in that place. So you do want to assimilate. So I think you kind of need to find that healthy balance where you're still sharing who you are in a way that people can feel and connect with. Yeah.
I want to do this Morocco experience differently. Like, I am only here for a short period of time, but I really, 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 really want to live like you do.
Yeah.
I want to be a Moroccan while I'm here.
Okay.
So you're gonna teach me how to do.
Okay. First thing.
Yeah.
You need to bring the scarves.
Okay.
Put it on your head. You want to try?
Yeah.
I will look up your head.
Yeah.
The glove.
5 a.m.
Yeah. To
5 a.m.
Yeah. To do the first fry.
Waleed got the time mixed up. He meant to say 4 a.m.
It's 4 a.m. now, and now before the party we need to watch it.
Like this.
Oh, inside?
Watch it inside and outside. That's it.
Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Allah.
So when we were praying, we said Ali Akbar.
Yeah.
Right? Which means
God is great.
God is great. Isn't that what they say when terrorists martyr themselves?
Yeah, because they always thinking they will go to the heaven.
Yeah. What do you think of extremist Muslims?
Extremist Muslims? I don't think they're Muslims.
Interesting.
Because in Islam it's not nothing tell you go to kill people.
Right.
Don't do anything for you. We have a lot of opportunity now to get the information from the internet. Now, I think it's very
important.
Yeah, very important. It's very huge, large resource that we can find everything in reality.
It's pretty awesome. Places are all about the people, and when you have people that you feel safe with and comfortable with and happy around, it's like, this is amazing. There's musical instruments and paintings and lots of noise outside and commotion and everything you really need. Couchsurfing and traveling they happen at the same time, but they're different. Like, people couchsurf for different reasons than they travel. It's not about, oh, I'm gonna go travel and I'm gonna get a free place to stay. It's, I wanna connect to people, maybe I'm dealing with this thing in my life, whatever it is. There's just so many different motivations for why people couchsurf. And at the end of the day, I think it's about human connection.
I just went that way. How are you?
Raf is a couch surfer I met in New York. I hosted him for a week, and now he's here to return the favor.
They have a tremendous sense of who that person is by the time they actually meet up face to face. And that's because technology creates that sense, it creates those different channels to give you very different dimensions of, is this person trustworthy?
Raf insisted that he showed Chelsea and I the French countryside.
So bad because a lot of American people, I think that going to Paris is going to France. That's France. No, it's not. Look, this is France. Yeah, Paris is just one tiny part of France. Just
Un petit.
Une petite partie de la France.
It's beautiful out here.
It is.
You said I get bored, but I get bored anywhere. I get bored in San Francisco.
Bored?
I do. Look at this.
Where's your internet connection?
I got internet right here.
Traveling, I always chase internet around. I can't wait until the day that, like, internet is everywhere.
As long as there's internet and I can get to an airport, I'll live anywhere.
I think in the future, when babies are born, you know when they cut the umbilical cord? They're also going to put in a USB port so we can live off our own electricity and plug in our iPhones and our laptops. I think that's the future.
So Raph, your parents don't speak any English?
I guess I can say hello. Like that, hello.
Hello.
Are you hungry? Je vais parler anglais.
Okay. She says she wants to try to talk English now.
Okay, perfect. We're good at that.
This house was originally a ruin. There was no roof, nothing, okay? And my father did it. He did the house.
Bonjour.
And you do a lot of air kissing. I feel weird about that when a guy has a big beard, you know? Like, I do. I'm like, where do I kiss? How do I do this?
Yum.
Marguerite Canard.
Do your parents know about couch surfing? Who we are?
They know you, they remember you.
They do?
Of course.
From what?
I've talked about you. A lot.
No.
Yeah.
Can you remember her
You
name?
hosted me in New York, in Central Park, and you gave me the keys of your flats. Straight away. I mean, like, wow. That's a proof of, I mean, yeah, you really trusted me.
Instant friends.
That was so
Trust.
nice, so
Instant
generous of you.
friends.
How can I forget that?
Learn a bit of your host's language. Merci beaucoup pour ce repas.
On vous dit à la fin parce que.
À la fin, si c'est pas bon.
Maybe you will like it.
The downside of the internet is that we're connecting in a mostly shallow way. Most people are spending hours and hours a day sucked up in social media. And sorry.
Sur Couchsurfing?
Oui, je
pense
sur n'importe qui.
Both
Pourquoi
of you,
ils
have
font
you
ça?
ever had a very bad experience on Couchsurfing, like hosting very naughty people, or being hosted by very rude people, or
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
My first time trying to couch surf actually in Italy,
Yeah.
I stayed with this guy out in the countryside. And he was amazing. He made this amazing dinner and wine. And then he wouldn't stop hitting on me. And I made it clear, this is not why I came. This is not what I want.
Yeah.
And he just sort of wouldn't let up. He's like, oh, you are the most beautiful girl. Like, I never see beautiful girls like this. Blah, blah, blah. Like, all Italiano, yeah. And I, at one point, just got up and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go do the dishes and then I'm going to bed. And, you know, had I been younger or not had as much experience or confidence, I probably would have been really afraid. But I sort of trusted my instincts and I knew, like, he wasn't a bad person, but it was definitely not a good situation, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I was alone and in the country.
Clafoutis aux cerises.
It's like
Ace.
egg and... It's so cool being here, like seeing like
Yeah.
how you grew up and
Yeah.
it always feels very intimate to see how like and meet someone's parents and see
This house has there's stories. It's full of stories, you know.
yeah.
And
Lots of
there-
good talk, right?
Yeah, there's an aura. There's something coming out of it.
Yeah. We're perfect strangers, Raph and I. He's opened his home and made us amazing meals, taken us out to the country with his parents and treated us like family.
Eric told me the best way to experience Paris is by bike. Problem is, I didn't pack one.
So one of the cool things about living in Paris is they have this public bike system called Vélib. And I have the year membership, so it's like 29 euros for the year. And it's pretty good because you can use it unlimited. I mean, it's so cheap. So you go to any of these stations and there's like 400 around the city and you pick up a bike, you use it for up to 30 minutes for free. You drop it off wherever and then next time you need it, you take another bike.
So when people bike share, you reduce carbon, you reduce congestion, they get healthier, they have a different perspective on the city. And you know, you talk to bike sharers, and they will actually say how it's not just about that ride to work, it changes their whole experience of the day.
I had been to Paris before, but never experienced it quite like this. Wow, it made me wonder if we're able to share our apartments, our bikes, what else is next? No matter how many millions of positive experiences people have all over the world, the number one question I always get is, what if your host is an axe murderer? What are you doing?
Preparing my couch.
So this is Hans. He's my host in Koblenz, Germany. The Germans.
And I always loved to have people in the house that were different. So when Couchsurfing came along, I didn't do anything different than before, but I just had a broader platform.
So he paid his neighborhood kid to pull a tractor, he got a couch, fixed it all up, rigged it together, and now we're actually gonna couch surf. Woo!
For an official entrance to the couch, please use this door.
Okay. I like it. I'll take it.
You take it?
I'll take it.
It's free.
Free? Free 99? Hans wants to share with me the German countryside.
Okay. Wow.
Via motorcycle.
Are you serious?
As a survival tip says, always say yes. Even if it stretches you outside your comfort zone. Which I am definitely stretched. Hans took me to meet a fellow couch surfer, Christian.
And I was so amazed that this guy, despite his condition, works, earns his own money, has employees that work for him, and that impressed me so much.
Hi, I'm Alex.
Nochmal auf die Scheiße.
Couchsurfing is also about challenging oneself and to expand the comfort zone.
But if he wants to travel as he wants to meet people, he has a chance, to really go and see the places. And also, he says he invites the world to him.
And people who visit me or surf my couch mostly do it on purpose because they want to get a new impression. They want to challenge themselves and they want to learn about what is it to live with a disability.
Christian had a very interesting take on the economy of couchsurfing.
In the global economy, a good is more worth when it's few.
Right.
When it's not much owned by people.
Right.
So, but in the communications business, it gets more worthy when more people own it, because then you have more chances to use it. That's a change of whole paradigm.
It's been awesome. And we'll see each other. Well, we'll see each other again one day.
People ask me about impact. What impact can couchsurfing have on the world, and how would you know if you've actually, achieved something meaningful?
Couchsurfing, for a part, is kind of an illusion, because you're thinking about cultural exchange that you do, and you find it so nice, but who's exchanging the culture? It's like a small minority of people that have internet access, that know English to communicate. And so if I go to India and exchange culture, I sit there with a retired army doctor and I exchange philosophical thoughts. But the average Indian in the village, who is happy when he's filled his stomach in the evening, he does not have any interest in cultural exchange.
I never really thought about it this way. Is couchsurfing actually making the world better? Or are we just a bunch of haves who are fooling ourselves?
So it's actually a small group of elite people that walk around, and think, hey, we're great, we are entering a new world, we're starting something, and which is not bad, but I think it does not change the world in the way that Couchsurfing claims.
But I argue and say that it is making the world better. It's not solving all the world's problems. It's not ending world hunger or poverty.
It starts a process.
But it creates an understanding, and it creates awareness in those of us who have, because we're the people that have the resources to make these changes. So that is making the world better. It's a start at something.
If a powerful idea reaches 10% of a network, that powerful idea will kind of just take off like wildfire and engulf the entire network. From what I understand, there are about 1.4 billion people in the developed policy-making world, something like this. So if we could reach 10% of these people, that would be maybe 140 million people. Maybe that's the magic number. But if it doesn't reach 10%, it'll be like it never existed.
Hans told me in Germany, it's common for the locals to use ride-sharing. Since I needed to get to Berlin, I thought I'd do what the locals do and try something new.
So when you take a car trip, often there's the driver and then there's 4 empty seats. What ride-sharing is how do you actually take the capacity of those seats and match it with other passengers that are going in the same direction.
Let's do this. Do you do rideshare often?
Yeah, because it's way too expensive to drive alone, so I do that like every time I have to go home.
The cost of owning a car, maintaining it, insuring it, people are realizing that's a hassle I don't need to deal with. I don't want to deal with that hassle, so they're kind of moving along from that.
What? Mitfahrer what?
Mitfahrgelegenheit.
It's like the opportunity to drive with.
Is that what it translates to?
Yeah.
Can you come up with a longer name?
If we look at all the extrapolation graphs, if we let things go as they'll go, we're going to have more cars than people.
There's also another thing that's called Take My Car or TakeMyCar.de, and there you can you can put an add-on and you can say, okay, I have a car, and you can have it for like a day, and you pay like 15 euros or something.
Wow,
And then
brilliant.
you can take his car.
An interesting study actually that Carpooling had done in Germany, where they did a survey of 18 to 25-year-olds, and 80% said they would rather own, if they had to choose, 80% would pick the smartphone over the car. And that's pretty powerful, right? That's people saying, I don't need to own a car as this symbol of that I've made it in the world. I can actually have more access through my phone.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, you can't take it with you when you die. It's really about having access to use it, right?
Because cars used to be the ultimate symbol of ownership. So if we can change people's attitudes towards cars, then anything becomes possible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You gave me a ride right there too.
Yeah, hey, that was one of the best Mitfahrgelegenheiten I had so far. So
Me too.
Yeah, it was one of the most interesting.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm meeting one of my old friends, Gabriel Stumpinski, in Brussels. He says he has big news to tell me. Gabe, look at you. Gabe showed me the sights, such as the famous peeing child.
Yeah, the thing's one of the oldest statues in the city. A couple of legends about how it came about. The one I like is that there was a little boy that saved the city by pissing a fire out.
So I asked Gabe the big news, and he says he fell in love with a couch surfer. I'm conflicted, because in case you forgot,
Couchsurfing is not a dating site.
Couchsurfing is not a dating site.
You get a little tempted because sometimes you see people that have really attractive photos, and a lot of times they're not wearing shirts and stuff.
It's like the best dating site ever in the world.
But there are a lot of really cool people on there.
Sure, it's not a dating website, but if you find yourself in the situation where obviously you're getting along with a person, I say, this is just one man's opinion, embrace it.
It's not a dating site, but it is a community site, and definitely a part of community, or something that a strong community fosters, is healthy relationships.
my last couchsurfing travel partner to join me on the trip was David Vega. He's a pretty regular guy, works for a big bank, works 9 to 5, and the only one of his friends to couch surf. He saw my Kickstarter campaign and was really compelled to write. I couldn't wait to meet the person behind the messages. Now, it sounds crazy, but just after one conversation, we booked a whole month of our lives together.
And so technology just reduces the barriers to exchange. It creates many more ways to explore.
So I'm at baggage claim.
Alex.
David Vega.
What up, girl?
Hey.
How you doing?
Yeah. Is this your first time couch surfing?
No, I've done it a couple times before.
Okay.
What about you?
Is that a joke? I'm a couch surfing professional.
I've seen your profile.
I've seen it too. I've read yours.
Yeah? What'd you think?
Well, it was good enough to get you here.
We're on our way.
Uh-oh. My phone is dying. I know, major fail. That's one of my biggest survival tips. Always charge your phone before going to a new country. But she's expecting us. Hey, you see her?
I don't know. I mean, there's a girl
Yeah.
waiting there. It doesn't look like her.
That's her.
Cross.
It looks just like her. Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you too. Welcome.
How are you?
We immediately bonded with Marcel.
So welcome, guys. Like I told you, it's very small.
I'm already breaking things. Lovely.
So you're gonna stay here, guys. It's not so big, but it's alright.
It's perfect.
I hope.
Her place may be small, but her heart huge. And that made all the difference.
You're gonna trust us with your key.
Yeah, everything of you are here.
Yes, all our stuff is here. My whole life is in that bag.
Yeah.
And I have your key.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a deal.
It's a deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are not You are not
No.
run away.
And I will not lose this. I'm very, very responsible. Okay.
You should remember we are friends for a long time. But
Yes.
We just meet each other for 2 hours.
Yes. But we were friends for a long time.
Yeah.
We just hadn't met yet.
Yeah.
I like that.
Without any hesitation, she offered to cook for us. Our first Brazilian meal.
Bon appetit.
Mmm. I like it.
It's good.
Almost tastes like popcorn.
Popcorn?
My little stove. You know, it's funny. Me and my roommate live in a 2,500 square foot house, and we still step on each other's toes. This really puts things in perspective.
I know. I'm not even sure where we're gonna sleep exactly.
It's gonna be intimate.
What's our couch? Our sleeping
yeah.
Make very efficient use of your space.
Marcel told us of a couch surfing meetup right on the beach.
Like you said, it's commonplace to be able to meet people online, people that you haven't met in real life before. And because this is such a commonplace thing, that barrier and that fear is kind of removed from the picture. And that is a pretty powerful thing. Once you have that barrier removed, there may only be a couple of other smaller barriers, which maybe even be just technical or what your imagination allows you to think of.
For those just ready to dip their feet into the idea of couch surfing, going to a meetup is a great way to get used to the community. We had just arrived to Rio, and already we had a group of couch surfing friends. David was drawn to a specific couch surfer's profile, Ryan Fix, and had arranged to meet him at his house at Ipanema Beach.
So I wanted you guys to meet me here at my place just so I could give you guys a sense of a pretty unique view.
I've never seen anything like this.
One of the 700 favelas in Rio. It's called Cantagalo. And then we're overlooking Ipanema Beach, facing towards Aparador. There's really no difference between someone like me and you and this and that with someone like Bono or Branson or Obama or any of these people. You know, we all start from the earth and we go back to the earth. Some people are come into life with more privileges, but at the same time, because they have so many privileges, they don't really have the drive. But then you see other people that come from really tough places, like in the favelas, and then they do amazing things. The majority of my focus right now is in this area of collaborative consumption.
Collaborative consumption?
It's a global trend that's been developing over the past 6 years, and it's connected to many different manifestations of sharing. So couch surfing being one, bike sharing programs, car sharing programs, all of this. And the way that people live, the way that people work, the way that people consume is changing. The future is uncertain, and we can either embrace it or we can fear it. And if we fear it, we're controlled by it. So many people are controlled by fear, and so therefore they try to build certainty into their future, security into their future, but it's a myth. It's not reality.
Just when we couldn't get any more inspired, Ryan realized he was late for a tandem paragliding date. I really think what Ryan said struck a deep chord within David. He was now ready to jump off a cliff and build his wings on the way down.
Go.
Do I love what I do? I can't say I love what I do. My job doesn't offer a lot of creative outlet, so that's part of the reason why I'm on this journey in the first place. When I'm home and I'm working, and when I'm in my work schedule, I feel like time just flies. I blink and it's 2 weeks later. I blink again, 2 months have gone by. I blink again, holy cow, 2 years have gone by. And what have I done with my life in the past 2 years? I can't even remember 20% of what had happened. If I won the lottery, right, some people would buy a huge house, the fastest car, etc., etc. Me, you would never see me because I'd be gone. I would sell all my goods, I would have no possessions, and I would travel the world. Unfortunately, I can't do that. Because I need to make a living and I need to earn a living.
Boa noite. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
And it have been very good to have you here, guys.
And
thank you.
You've been an amazing host.
Oh, cool. Good. Good to hear. You are a very nice guest. Have a good night, guys.
Okay.
Boa noite.
Boa noite.
Até amanhã.
Até amanhã.
You know, you meet people and they barter their nanny time, they never pay for things like haircuts and accountants. They only travel with Couchsurfing and Airbnb. When they travel, they use ride sharing and bike sharing systems. When they're away, they rent out their car, they rent out all the other stuff in their lives. I still think they are the few.
Ryan was headed to a social business conference, and since David was so interested in the subject, he invited us to come along.
There comes a point where the balance fits, and you're like, okay, wait a second. What I do professionally 12 hours a day is weighing too much. There are increasingly more people throughout the world that are reaching this moment of catharsis where they're like, wait a sec, I like my job, you know, I like my house, I like my cars, but what legacy am I living, and what legacy will I leave, right?
David had so many questions about what it was like to work for yourself. And they advised that before we leave, we check out this co-working space called The Hub.
Because people don't necessarily need to work in a traditional office space. Even if people work for a large company, there's a benefit to working in a collaborative workspace.
O conceito daqui, como em Hub São Francisco, o inicial é share de espaço, porém com a ideia de co-working. Come in.
Let's go.
Okay. The train of massage.
I think that we're returning to these multiple mini currencies, and you see that in everything from, let's say, on the micro level of Burning Man to something like Bitcoin. So it's fascinating to watch, but I think people are beginning to realize that ultimately the income is just an intermediate step to an experience, whether that's a belonging, let's say a car, that's also for a certain experience or a certain social proof. And I think people are bypassing that intermediate step and trading directly. And I think that's going to become very empowered with technology, and that's going to become more and more prevalent. And I think that's a good thing.
Remember Gabe from Brussels? Well, he messages me to let me know he's going to surprise Shiva by proposing to her at the Couchsurfing headquarters, and he asked me if I could come. It is on the way to our last destination.
We're gonna go pick up a charger for the camera from the art director at the Couchsurfing headquarters.
Oh, okay.
They have a shitload of cameras.
Should I be coming out or can I stay in the car?
No, I want you to meet everyone.
Played a huge part in both of our lives, and I'm really grateful that Couchsurfing exists.
This is the desert of Black Rock City, Nevada, home to Burning Man.
Children, here we are on the playa at Burning Man. And what are we doing? We're sharing.
I couldn't believe something like this existed on the face of this earth. It was beyond anything I'd ever seen at that point. And I remember driving out of there after just seeing all of these people really going for it, really putting in the most creativity they possibly could, really, creating their dreams.
Sharing what we've got. Sharing what we've got, giving.
I had the idea for couchsurfing, but I felt like it was still inaccessible to me. I couldn't put together I couldn't connect the dots from where I was to like doing something and really going for it. And when I met all of these people at Burning Man and I saw what they were doing and how they were just going for it, and they were just people like me, it helped me connect the dots. And I remember leaving at sunset on Sunday, thinking to myself, I could be that guy, so to speak. I could do something. I could try my hardest and do something interesting. And so it just changed my mind and gave me the perspective and the inspiration to really go for it.
I had been to Burning Man before, but this was David Vega's first time.
Still getting into the groove. I don't feel 100% here yet, just kind of slowly transforming.
The concept for Burning Man was inspired about 25 years ago at Baker Beach in San Francisco.
And it was just an 8-foot man, but of course, burning human figures always draw attention. It was a gift. It was a public beach, and we just gave it to everybody. It's not enough just to say, love everybody. It's about finding your being, sharing your being, recognizing it in others.
Coming out here for a week, sharing what you have, finding people, sharing what they have with you. It's such a startling economy and emotional agreement for 50,000 people.
And now, to imagine it had turned into the massive event that it is.
In a gift economy, you need each other. You can't just pay somebody else to do it. And we live today in a world, in the West at least, where our quantifiable needs are, for many people, fulfilled and overfulfilled, but they're still starving for something. And they're starving for the things that can't be measured. I want something personal. I want to be fed. I want real relationships. I want authenticity. I want intimacy. And these things are, you can pay someone to fake it, but you can't pay someone to actually care.
Remember my friend Alex Scott? Well, she finally decided to leave her space.
Electrifying my taste buds. It is delicious. And somebody's mom just came up and handed it to me, and then somebody handed me this beer. Even the archives, you get a ride, you get a free ride. Sharing rides, sharing art.
Make a friend.
Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. What's your name?
Pretty good. You look really good.
I actually just ate a pulled pork sandwich, and it was amazing.
Oh, you were...
That lady right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mama, she's my neighbor.
Pre-monetary cultures, very often status would go toward the person who gave the most
Barbecue pork sandwich
to the community rather than the person who had or controlled the most.
No, here, it's all the people that are all about that get more satisfaction out of giving than they do receiving, that don't want status over people, they just want to be with me.
Playa. I'm surrendering day by day. I feel myself. The first day I got here, I felt like Moop. Man out of place. But little by little, starting to interact more and to kind of get the language and just the attitude, and it's beautiful.
When you enter into a sharing economy or a pay-it-forward system, you're able to kind of let your guard down a little bit. You're trusting that, well, I'm just gonna trust. This is all gonna work out. I'm gonna pay into the system, and this system will provide. These people will provide. These are people I believe in, and who I believe in me.
It was very nerve-wracking almost to give gifts out. I saw those rings, and DJ would have those rings, and he would just give them out. I carried them for like 2 days. I didn't give any of them out. Why? I don't know. I didn't have it in me to just go up to people and start giving them and handing them out. But like today, we were walking around, and that's all I was doing, and it was so amazing. People were so happy and so, wanting to just come and hug and be around. I don't know why it took me so long to do it.
I've never seen such beautiful things before.
Even witnessing generosity inspires people to give. So gifts create ties. And you could even say that community depends on gifts. And if there are no gifts, then there's no community.
When people have met all of their needs, they can really get into a point in their mind and their heart where they can really transcend. And they can transcend and create and ask themselves, if I could do anything with my time, I'm not trying to meet these needs, I'm not distracted by meeting these needs of like community and love and food and whatever. I've got those set. What can I create with other people?
I was really hoping, more than anything, to be able to interview Casey Fenton on the playa, but there's no cell phone coverage, I had no way to contact him, and there's 50,000 people sprawled out like one gigantic couch surf.
If I can take that feeling from this world and bring that to the default world and contribute instead of just taking all the time, I think that is where this journey ends and the next one begins.
And then it all made sense. We are entering an age of sharing. As I walked through the playa, it hit me. Couchsurfing is just a planet in this galaxy of sharing. And due to the omni-access of the internet, the potential to connect safely in new ways that were never possible before are now possible. I mean, the sheer magnitude of opportunity blows my mind. And no, I'm not on drugs. From couchsurfing literally around the world, bike sharing in Paris, to ride sharing in Germany and through Africa, co-working in Brazil, and even crowdfunding to raise the money for this project. Without even knowing it, I have been living a shareable life and given access to a world that once required only money as its barrier for experience. But now, sharing and social currency are subsidizing money. Sharing can change the way we meet our basic needs, the way we can do business, and how we interact with each other. By using underutilized resources, like someone's couch, it becomes a win-win for all. When you are willing to share with a stranger, you forge deep connections, and the stranger is no longer so strange. The man had just burned. It's literally the last shoot of the film. And who do we run into out of 50,000 people?
For that special somebody to everybody, I move your body. Make love, one love, all love, true love, live life, shine light. Shine, should shine. Shine, should shine. Making the love, spreading the love, living the love, being the love, taking the light to the greatest of light, creating the light with the heat of the light. Shine, should shine. Shine, should shine. And then there was light, she lifted his spirit up so high, he got scared of the height. But that's just what he get for trying to fly with the angels. He working the angles, it's painful, but that's how the game go. He just wanna run his fingers through her curly hair. Look in her green eyes, giving him an earthly stare. Curvy apple bottom, hourglass figure, the girl he's rare. He trying to make her his main squeeze, you heard me there? Ain't trying to keep her on lock. But ever since they parlayed at the after hours spot,
I've unconsciously realized for a while that I'm addicted to technology a little bit.
Complex like it's written in graffiti. Beauty she possessed, give him inner visions like Stevie. Wonderful, she leave him full of wonder to the ninth powerful. Filling him with the hunger to just make love, one love, all love, true love, live life, love life, shine light.
Right now, actually, I've been hosting a couch surfer for about 9 months. Any day now, he'll be moving on.
There's a light, creating the light for the heat of the light. Shine, should shine. Shine, should shine.
Beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. Thighs is thick, so quick to look into your eyes, watch me rise. You make cocoons hatch inside. I feel fly, cause you elevate my pride. Give me one hell of a ride. And when we collide like Venus and Mars, no more space between us, all I see is the stars. Back on earth when it rains so fresh, you always came to bless and evaporate my stress. Nothing less than leaving me out of breath, wondering if it's all a test. Is it the colors that fade, or did we just lose sight? Sometimes it's hard to see when the light's so bright. It's like, how's about we get into a little something, something. Y'all two could become one. How's about we get into a little something. Y'all two could become one. I'm some make love, one love, all love, true love, live life, love life, shine light, shine, the shit shine, the shit shine. Making the love, spreading the love, living the love, being the love, taking the light to the greatest of light, creating the life with the heat of the light. Shine, the shit shine. Girl, shine. Pump the bass, grind on and freaking sip mimosas in the ocean, and maybe sex on the beach, where the castles made of sand, melt into the sea of the Mediterranean. The way you shine with your inner beauty like shine, ma. It's vibrant as diamonds, pure as Zion.
We'll be on each other's couches. We'll be in each other's kitchens. We'll be in each other's gardens. We'll be farming with each other, picking things with each other. We've got to radically share now. It's giving time. Jibalooya, children. Somebody give me a Jibalooya here today.